This is a national land Imbizo called here in Soweto in Fulo Park, and it is an invitation was extended to all the political parties and formations in society, including progressive organizations outside of South Africa. In fact, here we have about 2 organizations from Lesotho, and we receive messages of solidarity, including from Latin America. The primary objective of this Imbizo is to articulate or to come out with a program that would make sure that land is returned. After 23 years of democracy, black people remain landless in their own country, and these are serious implications for poverty, for racism, for the kind of social strife we see in the black communities. So today here we have come out with a declaration which firstly show what the problem is. And then the declaration, the Soweto Land Now Declaration, has also articulated a program of action. And this program of action gives responsibilities to what a parliament must do in terms of Section 25 of the Constitution, what we as landless people must do. We are very clear that we support the amendment of the Constitution, support President Zuma's call, but we are not going to wait for that. We ourselves are going to take action. We also send a very clear message to white people. White people must have their own Imbizo, where they will amongst themselves discuss how they're going to return our land. You don't want to talk to white people. They are beneficiaries of racism, of land dispossession. They've done nothing to show that they are going to return any of this land or even apologize for colonialism, slavery, and apartheid. But that is for them. We have our own program, and that program would include meeting President Zuma, meeting the ANC, meeting President Mugabe in Zimbabwe. We're going to send a delegation to Zimbabwe because President Mugabe is the symbolic leader of the land revolution in the African continent.
Talk us through the program of action. Just give us more in-depth information about it.
Yeah. So, for instance, with regard to the amendment of the Constitution, Section 25, we are going to send, we have a steering committee which we set up, constituted by many interest groups. We are going to send a delegation to Parliament to meet all the black political parties to tell them to support President Zuma's call for land expropriation without compensation. It must happen this year. And then over and above that, there is a call for a state bank in all the provinces, and we are clear that that must happen also before the end of this year. That would require us meeting the Minister of Finance, Malusi Gigaba. And then there are actions that are related to what we're going to do specifically as landless people. We have asked everybody here to go back home, form land occupation committees and groups, and identify land which must be occupied. And we have described the land that must be occupied. It is not unused land. It is not idle land. It is not the reject land. It is precisely land which is productive because that is our land. Another matter which was raised quite prominently in this Imbizo, it relates to the mining situation and specifically the Zamazama miners. We have received messages from Zamazamas who are here. BLF support them 100% because we believe the Zamazamas are the actual legal owners of the mines and the minerals. The criminals are the white monopoly capital miners such as Lonmin, which killed our people in Marikana, such as the De Beers and the others which are owned by white people. We are supporting the Zamazama or small-scale miners, and we are going to insist that they be regularized and supported. Those diamonds must be bought at the right price, and our comrades, they must stop harassing them.
Now, Andile, why do you think it took government 23 years to implement this?
Well, only President Zuma is speaking. One of the things that we are going to do, of course, is to meet the ANC, as we said, and we are going to make sure that we put pressure on the ANC at their policy conference. We're going to organize a picket there at the ANC policy conference to insist that they don't sell us out. They must come up with a clear statement that land expropriation is a policy of the ANC, and in this way, they will give them with courage. The biggest reason why the ANC has not done anything is because they are cowards. Our government is constituted by cowards. When President Zuma tried to do something, you can see the cowards are holding him back. The cowards don't want him to do so. So we need to strengthen them and tell them not to be terrified of white people. The society will support them. It is fear, but also it is because they're in the pockets of white monopoly capital. That is why some of the ANC MPs want a secret ballot, because they're already being bought by white capital that want to get rid of President Zuma, because President Zuma has come out very strong, very clearly on the question of land. And we support, because we believe We might have differences, which we do have with President Zuma, but on the land question, he's correct and he must be supported. We are very clear that the central problem in this country is white monopoly capital, land and land theft. Without addressing those, all these other matters are superficial. And we took a very clear and strong position around the divisions that are brought by politics. White people in this country are keeping black people fighting on the political side while they keep the wealth. And they're even sponsoring some black people in parliament to basically turn parliament into a joke where they insult each other and so on. They do not carry out the fundamental questions related to the land question. So we are educating our people. We're saying land first, politics after.
Okay. Thank you so much, Andile.